full force ahead, and we'll just go right to the gut of the problem, no pun intended, and we'll just say the word diarrhea, and we'll say the word bowel movement, and we'll say those words, and make the room laugh, and then break the ice.
There were those who told her talking about intestinal bowel disease would never put a crown on her head, but Jamie insisted fighting for a cure would be her pageant platform, knowing this was one way she could speak out and help her youngest sister, Summer. In 2000, Summer was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. She was 6 years old.
I remember she missed her birthday party. Her birthday's on the 4th of July, and she was lying on the couch with like a 104-degree fever. We all felt helpless because she was just lying there. She was getting very pale. She was losing so much weight. She had dark circles under her eyes. She felt really sick and in a lot of pain. And then she went to the hospital after we couldn't control her fever. So when Summer was diagnosed, I really felt powerless. And I thought, well, I can't physically help her because I don't know what she's going through. So if I can help her by raising money for her cause or by raising awareness, then that's what I'm going to do.
Jamie's often in the dance studio when she's not in the lab, working for AI DuPont as an engineer. Grace, beauty, and brains is a winning combination, but she's gained national attention for her call to action on behalf of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
When I speak to an audience of people, whether they're children, middle-aged adults, or senior citizens, when I speak about Crohn's disease to those people, there's a room full of people nodding their heads at me like they know what I'm talking about. They know someone who has Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. And in a way that's gratifying to me, knowing that the awareness has come a long way, but in another sense, it's really depressing in that why are there so many people that have to suffer with this?
She's helped raise thousands of dollars by doing whatever it takes, getting behind a race or jumping out of a plane. She's given her time and energy to children who are hospitalized and to CCFA's Camp Oasis.
I got to see so many children open up about their disease like I've never seen before. A room full of hundreds of children that are open and willing to talk about it because they feel safe, they feel comfortable, they're having fun, they don't have to worry about other people making fun of them or teasing them when they have to use the restroom. I think most importantly, someone like me with a crown talking about Crohn's disease gives children hope that they can talk about it to their friends and to their parents even.
What she says she's given to CCFA, her sister and her family have gotten back.
Amazingly, I guess the best thing that the CCFA was able to provide was a feeling of hope and a feeling that we weren't alone, because I'll never forget the day that we had to call them. And we hadn't met anyone in the organization, but we knew how welcoming and wonderful and helpful they would be for us. And I'll never forget that day, and I'll never forget being honored, and I just am thrilled and humbled.
Jamie Ginn is CCFA's 2007 Woman of the Year.
My evening gown for the Miss America pageant, $2,700. Flying my entire family and friends out to Las Vegas to see the Miss America pageant. I have no idea. I haven't asked my grandmother. She headed up that trip. I don't even want to know how much that cost. Spending 10 hours with a famous choreographer on my talent for Miss America, I promised my mom I wouldn't tell my dad how much that cost, and he's here so I cannot say. But serving as an ambassador for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America and being Woman of the Year, priceless. Over the past 6 years, my family and I have supported the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation's mission of research, education, and support ever since the the day my sister Summer was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And for some reason, throughout those 6 years, I've gotten all the wonderful opportunities. I don't know why, I never seemed to deserve it. But I've gone skydiving, I've ran in races in Ocean City, New Jersey, next to the beach. I was even crowned Miss Delaware and went to the Miss America pageant. But none of those experiences compare at all to an experience that I had last week. I was at Hawker's Jamboree in Sussex County, Delaware, in Dagsboro to be exact, and I was performing 2 country dances, and in between, I was signing autographs to the people that were at the show. And in the middle of the show, the woman came up to me and she said, "Miss Delaware, I would just love it if you signed an autograph for Bill in the audience. His wife would be just so jealous if you wrote some flirtatious saying on your autograph." So sometimes I get those requests, and usually I follow through to some extent, and I wrote to Bill, XOXO, Jamie, Miss Delaware. A few minutes later, Bill came up to me. A middle-aged man seemed so excited that I had just signed him that autograph, and I thought he was coming up to thank me. He came up to me and he bent down where I was signing autographs, and he started to cry. And he said, "Jamie, I just read your bio, and I read that your platform is Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. My 2 kids," and he cried, "have," and he cried some more. And he tried to say colitis, and he couldn't. Without hesitation, I signed him 2 more autographs, 1 for each of his children. And he left and waved a thank you. And that was the last I'll ever see of Bill. But it was at that moment that I realized the hours and hours we spend rhinestoning costumes, and the hours we drive to chicken festivals for me to sit in a parade that I wasn't scheduled to be in, and of all the hard work I've put into dancing to come home from Miss America with just to say I did it, is worth moments like those to represent families like Bill. So this award is not for me tonight, but is for everybody that we're here to represent. And I'd like to close by saying my favorite quote. When I read it, I knew it was so perfect for this evening. "I would thank you all from the bottom of my heart, but for all of you, my heart has no bottom." Thank you.